affecting Black Americans and communities of color.
Don Cravins, co-host and Senior Vice President for Policy and Executive Director of the National Urban League's Washington Bureau, joins us. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So first off, how did this podcast get started? Why was it formed?
Well, the Urban League's been around since 1910. We've been working to make sure that African-American communities, urban communities, know about the work that we do. And so depending on what the technology of the day was, we did it, whether it was radio, or television, and now social media. We thought the podcast was a great modern day way to communicate with the men and women that we serve in urban communities all across America. 90 communities we have Urban League affiliates. And so we thought the podcast was another way to get us communicating with our members and those people who care about urban America. And we thought Black History Month was a good time to launch it.
When you look at Washington, D.C. in terms of a media market, it is a very strong media market. You have strong local ownership of radio stations here. There are local voices if you turn on the radio. That's not the case in every city out there. So what this does, it really gives you a chance to get everybody on the same page and speak out to communities where you may not have that diversity of thought and opinion.
That's exactly right. And so in today's society, you know, the excuse of not having the radio station or the television station exist anymore. Now we're able to broadcast all over the country, all over the world, and to talk about issues that are important. And so we're excited about it. We really are.
Let's talk about some of those issues. What are some of the key things that you're focused on right now?
So in addition to all of the important issues that you've been talking about tonight, now I was sitting in the green room and going, wow, I mean, we really do have so many key issues. We're trying to focus on issues that maybe don't get the same play that some of the big issues get, the issues that maybe aren't tweeted about down the street. So issues like gentrification. What issue is gentrification issues bringing for African Americans and people living in urban America all across America? The judiciary. The Trump administration has nominated several men, mostly white men, to the federal bench. These are lifetime appointments. What impact is that going to have on voting rights, on civil rights, on marriage rights, on reproductive rights? And so many of those issues are not getting the attention we think that they should. And so our podcast is really going to be focused on those types of things. Automation of the workforce. What does that mean for Black and brown communities? When we have driverless cars and many men and women of color drive taxis and drive for some of the other services. So we're going to be looking at a lot of those issues.
What it does, too, is gives you a little more time. You know, you're not locked into the 3-minute segment like the one you're doing with us right now. Where can people find the podcast?
You can find us on all of the podcast services, but iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher. It's called For the Movement, and we're on episode 2 now. And so I'd ask that everyone give us a chance, take a listen to us, and if they've got ideas, they can always reach out to us at NUL Policy on Twitter.
All right, Don Cravins, thanks so much for coming in tonight.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right. And we'll be right back.